I'm not frozen. Don't worry. And I did try to camouflage with the red. So, it is what it is. But what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, as I like to call it. New comic book day eve. Yes. So we are back at it. Obviously, if you guys have been following me, you guys know in the summer I took a little break. And then we kind of wanted to switch things up because I can't be going live on both days. So we have decided to do Tuesdays. And on Tuesdays, we're going to be doing New Comic Book Day, Spec, and News. We're also going to be talking about the shows that are coming up. So today we'll be talking about the She-Hulk rating from last week. With me are my two amigos who will always be joining me in spirit, mind. I don't want to say body, but anyway, my two amigos are joining me tonight, Mr. Rocksteady and Mr. BC. What's going on, boys?
Rocksteady, I think we could agree. We never want to join him in body, right? That's just
mind and spirit, baby. Mind and spirit.
Even proximity worries me sometimes.
Oh my god. Oh my
Never mind. God.
Fellas, again, 2 weeks in a row. I did not get the memo for the hat. Here's what I think is gonna happen. Next week, I'm probably gonna show up with a hat, and you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, this is awkward because we're not wearing a hat today." So I think you guys will be fucking with me, but. Rocksteady, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm had the con here last weekend, so coming down from a high. It was a lot of fun.
This guy messages me. A Tales of Suspense 39 and a 5.0, and I'm like, hey man, what's the price tag? And I know the guy that's selling it, and he goes, it's just 27 grand. I was like, oh, okay. What else does he?
So is it? You never told me. Is it a yes or a no?
No, it's a no. It's definitely a no. I can't be buying that book. My wife would shoot me. My wife would be like, what? But yeah. Dude, I heard you had a great time. I'm disappointed to see that you were wearing shoes and socks. You weren't wearing sandals. But that's a story for another day. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Do you have a video coming out, or are you going to be showing off any of the books that you got?
Yeah. So I'm actually going to be doing probably this week, end of this week. I also got a CGC submission back, so.
And not to spoil it, you did pretty good.
Yeah, pre-screen is the way to
80%, go. 80% is pretty good, man. 80% is pretty good.
Yeah, pre-screen every time.
And hold on, 80%. I saw a teaser of like 989898. I didn't see anything else.
He cut that off.
Yeah.
And Blakk Crown, not to just put the limelight on Mr. Rocksteady, but how's your week been? Any buys? Anything worthy?
Yes, I did. I actually purchased. So everybody knows you and myself are doing the Grails for 2022.
Yes.
I've been on a side quest, and I've been going heavy on my side quest, neglecting the Grails, but picked up Uncanny X-Men 221, X Factor 6, and Iron Man 282. So I'm happy. Those were on my side quest.
So somebody actually asked me about that Grail, the Grail list for 2022, and I was like, yeah, I'm 3 out of 6, 50%. And I actually recently just had the opportunity just before the show. I was telling Greg I was on Comic Link, and just before the show, I actually had a chance to buy one of my Grails, but unfortunately, yours truly forgot to put his credit card information in. So I went to go do my bid like last minute. It was like, error, you need to put your credit card info in, and I was like, oh shit. So I had to rush downstairs. I had to get my wallet. As you can see, my wallet's right here. Why would it be in my office? It should be downstairs. So I ran downstairs, got it, I entered it, and then it was gone. And it went for a steal too, so I'm a little disappointed. So
terrible.
But Hamilton Comic-Con, yes, Hamilton Comic-Con. I sent I sent like the little image to a few people, and like Justin, Nemesis Prime, and he was like, what the hell is this? But it's a small con here in Hamilton. Hamilton, if you know it, CFL fans, I mean the Tiger Cats, it's about 30 minutes away from Toronto. So it's kind of a big deal. Not really, but they have a Comic-Con this week. I'm going to be going on Sunday. So hopefully I see a few things. It's only open Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday, I think it's only open from like 11 to 2 or 11 to 3. So it's not a big deal, right? So
yeah, no, for sure. I want to do cons, but I got to reduce my spending. So I'm just going to say something very quick. Reason being that I'm reducing spending, I actually have my home rentals going, man. Remember in February, I had the flood?
Yes.
So if you guys haven't noticed, I've been shying away as well from Comic Kingpins, posting and all that stuff. So there's a lot going on here. But I'll be back, man. I'll be back very, very quick. I'm not going to be around next week, but hopefully the week after I'll be back, man.
Yeah, and home renos suck, man. So
yeah, dude, I've been doing shows since February on straight concrete. Like down here is just cement. It's straight cement.
It's Montreal for you, ladies and gentlemen. That is
stop
Montreal
it.
For you. I do want to take the time to actually give BC some props because we do have some projects coming up in the near future, and we will be announcing them, but we are going to be kind of doing some collabs. I also do want to put it out there that we are kind of rebranding, and what I mean by that is today's show is actually rebranded. Big shout outs to BC because he actually did help me. Well, he actually did it himself. I just kind of said, yeah, man, that looks dope, or yeah, that's awesome. So I do want to give the credit to this man because he does know his shit and he does know how to make some YouTube channels do some good stuff. So I do want to give you that props, brother. So much love. Before we start the show, let's say hello to some of the people in the chat and hopefully some fellow Canadians who will be at Hamilton Comic-Con this week. So first up, we got to give medals out. Mr. Dan Delatorre. What's going on, sir? How you doing? Mr. Brandon is taking home the silver. And Just Cruz, who is not going to be with me this weekend. So I'm going to have to do something. Greg, you know this about me. I'm going to have to do something. And Nemesis Prime knows this too. I'm going to have to do something by myself this week that I'm shy to do.
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's negotiating a price.
Oh, stop.
100%.
Yeah, I can't, dude. I feel bad. I always feel I'm terrible at poker. So it's
so
gonna
Newbie
be.
will be like, yo, this is the book I'm looking for. I'll send him a picture of it. This is the price. Or we'll be at a show or we'll be somewhere and we'll be like, this is the price. And it'll be like, yo, ask him if he'll do this. I'm like, what? You're right here. You're right here.
Yo,
that is 100% what happens. There's
How do you feel bad, man, knowing that these guys already uppriced the shit like to the maximum?
Dude, this kind of goes back to high school. Yours truly. I got rejected a lot at prom, right? I'd be like, hey, Vanessa, do you want to go to prom? And they'd be like, no. And I'd be like, okay, right? So
it's a different.
Good with rejection.
It's a different scenario. Here, you're gonna negotiate. Be like, yo, you're gonna knock off 50. No, I'll knock off 20. Okay, it's not full rejection.
Yeah.
Here's what would happen to me.
Okay, just the limo ride to prom with you.
Here's what would happen with me though. Knowing me, like a book would be $250, and I'd be like, yeah, I do like $220, and they'd be like $300, and I'd be like, it's $250 though, and they'd be like, yeah, $300. I'd be like, okay, like that's just kind of the thing. That's just kind of the things that would happen with me. I'd be like, okay, here you go. So
this doesn't surprise me though.
Yeah, it's I'm shy, man. I'm not, I'm because I don't want to offend anybody, right? Everyone's a businessman, in comics, investing, collectibles. Everybody has a price that they want to get. You don't know what that person is in for the book, and you don't want to offend anybody, right? Because
so you want us to offend them for you?
Nah, I mean,
pretty much.
I mean, but you guys are always wearing hats, so you guys you could come the next day with no hat and they'd be like, oh, you're a new guy. Me, I got the flow, so they'd know.
So put the hat after, and we're in.
I'm just saying. I'm shy. I'm shy to negotiate, people.
That's why in Edmonton people are like, oh, what's your name? I'm like, hey, I'm Newbie.
This is Mr. Michael Baker. You are not taking home the bronze, sir. I apologize. You were taking home the coveted 4th place participation ribbon. Comic Talk Weekly. Mr. Phil is in the house. Neighbor to the north, fellow Canadian. Mr. Brandon. Yes, Mr. Comic Dude. What's going on? 1/5. Excuse me. Of the comic book Kingpins. What's going on, brother? The only Nova fan I know who is still talking about Nova is this guy right here. Nobody's a man. I have conversation with Nova, and it's just quickly like, yeah, but this is happening. It's like, oh, okay. Mr. Uncanny Swag is in the house. Mr. Empire. Dude, when you coming back on the show, dude? We need you back. Got my Uno December with the 4-foil Marvel card inserts. Nice. Mr. Ninth. What's going on, dude? Hey, if you guys are looking for a good channel, great dude, just an awesome time. Make sure you guys go check out Ninth, man. His spec, his whatnot, everything. He's a good dude.
I bought off his whatnot last night.
Yeah, he's a great guy. RP.
First Jenica cover.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
That's one of the books I have at CGC still. Fast Track, and it's been like 5 months. It's crazy.
I would have never guessed you're a Turtles fan.
Always.
Who knew?
Love it. Love it. Comic Chic's in the house. Mr. Nemesis Prime. Newbie is always missing the backwards cap. It's true. I always am. That'll change. I'll start taking pictures with the backwards.
He doesn't cover his ends, the top of his head or the toes of his feet.
Yo, don't talk about sandals with Nemesis Prime, man. He might post a picture that might surprise everybody. Just saying. Comic chefs in the house. Hawaiian Punch. Who's this? Dang, what happened to the auction, newbie? Yo, we still got to do an auction, Punch. We still got to do an auction. Sam Rock, what's going on? Fellow Canadian. I hope, hey, if anybody's going on Hamilton Comic Con, let me know because I will be driving up solo. So, if anyone's there and wants to hang out, let me know. Nuri 93 won't be around next week. Somebody boo this man.
Boo.
Jeez. Does Newbie really have a George Costanza wallet? This is actually Calvin Klein. So just
no, he doesn't get it. Do you have a bad back?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, I've never watched Seinfeld, man.
Oh, wow.
Just Cruise. So yeah, there's a few people in here. Kenneth is in the house. Please don't tell me you rocked the chancletas at prom. No, man, I did not. Not yet. Anyway, I skipped prom. So
no, you didn't.
Everyone has a price. Cue the $1 Million Man theme. Yeah, it's true. All right, guys. So let's get into it. You guys ready? New comic book day, comic news, and of course, we're gonna be talking about She-Hulk episode 5. And basically, what happened there was everything that people expected to happen didn't happen. So that's actually pretty funny. So they kind of did one of these, and everybody went crazy. Now, I do want to say this before we get started, just on the She-Hulk stuff. You guys remember Spider-Man, or do you guys remember Venom 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember how everybody was like, wow, that's trash? And then the only thing that people were talking about was the end credit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your end credit is what people are talking about, that is a horrible movie. Just throwing that out there. So let's stick with that when we start talking about She-Hulk later in the show, okay? Because it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So let's get it. Oh my god, I don't even have my slides ready, people. I apologize. All right. I'm excited to show the new rebrand too, man. I think it's nice. I like the colors. I like everything about it. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Everybody ready?
Do it.
Yay. All right. Let's rock and roll. And of course, Rocksteady is missing from this, so I do apologize. We did apologize to him, so nobody say anything. But yeah, show 103, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it started. First up, though, we do have some channel sponsors. Back in Time Comics, CGC authorized dealer. I'm actually going golfing with Brandon in probably a week or two, so I'm looking forward to that. He actually messaged me yesterday. He's like, hey, man, we need to golf. So yeah. Big channel sponsor. Make sure you guys go check out Back in Time Comics. He is a solid dude, great guy. Go buy from him. He does a lot of great stuff for the community, the comic community, and his community. And also Bleeker St Comics, $10 a press, $5 a clean. Make sure on Sundays, if you're anywhere near the Niagara region, you hit up Turner Crest Flea Market because that's where he does his thing. All right, guys, you guys ready for the show?
Vamos.
Let's go.
New comic book day, guys. All right, first up, and people have been going a little crazy. We've had ASM 1, we've had Moon Knight 1, we've even had Avengers 48, I think, in the last couple months, right? These facsimiles have kind of taken over. We had the Miles Morales one that people were gypping people, but we have Action Comics #1, the facsimile. People are going to go after this. This is the first appearance of Superman. Goes crazy. Obviously, it's not the real thing. Hopefully, people don't get messed, right? Like, I don't want to see anybody sell this for like $3,000 and somebody buy it. Like, it should not, but you know what I mean? Like, you never know, right? We got to take care of the new people coming into the community.
Yeah.
BC, you've been kind of buying the facsimiles more than the rest of us. I'm assuming you're buying this one.
Absolutely, because this is the closest I'll get to the real thing, man. So I'm definitely picking it up. The barcode alone at the bottom is a dead giveaway for what Newbie said. So obviously, if you see that, it's definitely not the real thing. Especially in the condition you're going to be receiving it in. I highly doubt it's the real thing. But definitely picking this up, man. It's like I said, it's the closest we'll get, right?
The size
true.
too.
True.
The size will be different because it was a Golden Age book.
Yeah.
And then there's also like a really cool reprint I think it was from the 70s or I think early 70s or late 60s that came with either a sleeping bag or it came with like peanut butter or something like that. And that one looks good.
Peanut butter?
Seriously, I
know
think
that.
it came on the outside of the container or something.
Well, that shit would have appealed to me big time. Peanut butter.
You know what's funny? Today at the office, one of the girls was talking about like time travel or something. She's like, yeah, if I could go back, she's like, I'd go back. I think she said something about like a tragedy, right? And it was like unfortunate because it was like a situation like I think she said like, oh, I wish I could go back to like September 11th. And obviously, yeah, you want to stop stuff like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it was supposed to be a fun thing, but then she turned it. And of course, if you did have that power, I would hope everybody went back and like, helped on those tragedies. But like the one girl goes, yeah, what about you, Joel? What would you do? And I'm like, oh, I'd probably go back to like the 60s or 30s and just buy these comics. And everybody was like, what? And
that made you the weird one.
I was like, yeah, there's like $1 million books here, like paper. Like I could be like never working again. And they were like, yeah, you're weird. I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
It's like when Dude Where's My Car meets back, or what's the one, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's like somewhere in there would be your adventure.
Yeah, I was like, okay, sure. But yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, guys, switching gears. We got Black Adam and we got White Adam on the cover. This isn't his first appearance on cover or first cover, right?
No. There was another one. I think it was issue 2, I want to say.
It's kind
because
of
his first appearance was number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
So this made the slide. I actually read it today, and there's some very weird things that happened. But look, I hope that this character pans out. I mean, it's a cool take. But like I said, I was actually talking with the boys just a bit beforehand, right before the show, and reading this issue because it was out today. Man, there's some corny lines in here, man. It's really weird. Yeah. But let's hope. I like the character so far. We'll see.
This should be DC's redemption. We'll see what happens with Black Adam.
Yeah, if you guys read this one, let me know once you see those certain lines
with this character. And this is what kind of like bothered me when they introduced the character a few weeks ago, right? Because it literally just came out not too long ago. Was the fact that they're trying to build this universe, do it again, and we know what's going on at Discovery and Warner Brothers and blah 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 blah. But they're bringing out Black Adam now, and I get it. Let's attach Black Adam now. The hype is there, but like you haven't even established Black Adam. Now you're going to introduce White Adam. Like it just makes like if I was getting introduced to this community and getting into DC specifically, especially with this, because I was like, oh my god, I just saw The Rock and Black Adam. Like it would just kind of throw me off because I'd be like, what the hell are they doing? Right. So like, I don't know. I'm kind of the timing of this, I think is a little weird.
But you're saying that the Black Adam's not established on the big screen, right? That's what you meant.
Yeah. In the universe, I guess, because let's be real. Before this, like, was anybody talking about Black Adam? Like, people barely talked about Shazam. That's just fact.
Look, I want to agree to a certain extent, but I mean, Black Adam is very established within comics. It's just like
hasn't been relevant for a while.
Yeah,
but it hasn't been that's the word. Sorry, that's the word that I was trying to look for. Relevant, right? Like, where's the like he hasn't been relevant for a while, so long time.
Yeah.
Right. It's a pass for me. Just gonna throw that out there. I don't know. Cool. All right, Harley Quinn 30th anniversary special number 1. You guys know I like redheads, man. So
yeah,
when I saw this, seeing Poison Ivy, seeing Batgirl tied up, I was like, hello, what's going on here? But BC, let us know, man. Harley Quinn 30th anniversary special number 1. I will throw this out there too. Harley Quinn's first appearance in Batman Adventures 12. Has anybody been paying attention to the prices? Because you can get some steals on that book. Just
dude, I've been seeing
throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, but another one I read was actually a snooze fest. I'm going to be honest with you. Again, made the slide before today, but there's a ton of covers for this one. I think there's like, man, you know how you get cover A, B, C, D? I think it goes to like what, M somewhere there. But there's a ton of them. This one's awesome. There's the Adams that is gorgeous. I absolutely love it.
There's the foil.
Yeah, dude, there's so many nice ones. But I actually picked up this one and the Adams cover. So, and it's a pricey book too, right? Like I think it's $10.
Yeah, $9.99.
$9.99. But again, the actual read was nowhere close to interesting on my end. I found it to be quite boring.
It's Harley.
Yeah.
You know, like I think they've done so much with Harley, it's hard to come up with new stuff. So it gets old.
I do want to point out something that you guys did not mention once, and that is Poison Ivy's butt. It just looks a little weird. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Like the angle of it, it just looks weird. But
hey, I am a vegetarian.
Oh jeez. Oh god. Spoiler. I believe they have a story in the back telling how Harley dies in the future. Interesting. Mr. Hard Knocks is in here. Hey, y'all. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Yes, we all are. Saw the photos of you at Edmonton Fan Expo or Comic-Con?
Fan Expo. And we met. We met finally.
And he was rocking his Comic-Con podcast t-shirt that I shipped out to him.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm still waiting for mine.
I forgot to give it to you at the wedding. I apologize.
It's actually, why wasn't that your priority?
It's actually interesting because I have it in my nightstand folded just in case like you're ready to go. You know, like if you're like, hey man, I'm coming down. It's like, okay, perfect. It's right there. Like I can just
I'll be there next week, bro.
But yeah, this one's definitely a good cover. I'm probably going to pass on it. You know, let's be real. $9.99. That's like $12 Canadian. So I'm okay. All right. Vanish #1. This one, man, when I saw it come out, I kind of had the ENIAC vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like you kind of it's just got it straight away. It's got that vibe for me, which means kind of pass because that one wasn't that great. People are like just throwing that book out there. I know it was a 1 per store and this is kind of different, but this is just kind of the vibe I got. I'm gonna probably stay away from it. BC Vanish #1.
Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman. When news dropped on this, I immediately thought it was Codex, right? Like literally same vibes, but this one has been heavily ordered. Like there's a 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100, 1 in 5. Like there's just so many ratios.
Can I say one thing? I absolutely hate when they do 1 in 10 and then 1 in 25.
Oh, stop.
I fucking hate when they do that. Just do a 1 in 25 and just call it. That's it. All right.
All we can afford is 1 in 10.
I'm sorry.
But again, this is heavily ordered, man. I expect this to be in dollar bins by like 2 weeks.
It's got Berserker written all over it then.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking forward to reading it, but then again, like I said, due to it being heavily ordered, I don't see anybody having a hard time finding this in the wild.
So I think this is perfect that you kind of went to that segment and that we're going to get to Greg's point right now, because Greg is actually the king when it comes to certain things like this, because it's going to be heavily ordered. So it's not going to do so well because people are probably thinking, oh my God, it's a quick flip, but they're not going to get their money. So then when they do a second or third print, it's probably still going to be on shelves or no one's going to be buying it. So that's when Greg gets a second and third print. And then you see those guys that have the second and third print and they're making like $50 off those because it's like low print run. And that's where Greg makes some of the money. And that's probably why Greg's going to be like, what Newbie said. But Greg, what do you think of Vanish #1?
What Newbie said.
There it is. There it is.
No, so that's it. Yeah, that's my theory. So if there's a lot of books on the shelf, say a retailer has 40 books still on the shelf and they're doing their final order and they're like, oh man, second print, I already have 40 of the first print still on the shelf. I'm just going to order 10 or I'm just going to order 5. And then the first print's still sitting there and then it's time for the third print. And they're like, you know what, 4, 3, you know? But if it's, you only ordered 5 in the first place and the book blows up, they're like, oh, I'm going to order 30 of the second print. And the second print isn't worth money. So the second print game can be tricky, but you can do it right.
Do you guys, so every shop here actually won't order any second, third, fourth, whatever print unless you order it. So they only order to order. Even if the book is a success, that's just like a concrete rule around here. So when those later printings do happen, unfortunately, you know, unless you ordered it ahead of time, you never get it, man. So
dude, another thing, I don't even want to speak on how many exclusives there are.
Yeah.
So that ruins the ratios, right?
100%. That's why you got to be very careful, right? Like, and I always I always kind of like quote like Berserker and things like that, right? Like it's like if there's so many of them, Twig even too, right, Greg? Like I know you're a big fan of Twig, but like when Twig came out, it's
No,
a
yeah, the ratios
success,
aren't worth anything.
no, so you kind of got to be careful, and you got to
At least with this one, the ratios are different covers. The one thing I didn't like about Twig is the 1 in 25 or 1 in 50 or whatever. They would just it would just be a version of the same art, and it's just like I would go for it if there was something different.
And yeah, and Hard Knocks, you're absolutely right too. When I saw who it was, I was like, it's usual Kate's, which means Scorpion will probably end up being some corny character that they
just by the first 3 issues.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll
Right.
be fine.
Chino's in the house. What's going on, man? Pacino. All right, switching to Stuff of Nightmares #1. This is just not me at all. The cover, the guts, the zombie, like this is a fear of mine. That's why I won't go to Canada's Wonderland at Fear Fest, because I just don't like people scaring me. I don't like people touching me.
So what's funny about that though is this is like the writer of Goosebumps, so that's the level of scary,
right?
R.L. Stein, baby, R.L. Stein. But yeah, it's not me. Once I saw it was R.L. Stein. Goosebumps, obviously. Huge success, especially for our age group, right, guys? I mean, we watched
100%.
Yeah.
We read the book.
That was
Can we?
I submitted my little book. So you had
the book fair.
Yeah, Scholastic Book Fair, baby.
People in the States had this, but once a year when you're sitting in school, the teacher would be like, hand out these flyers, and it's for this book fair. And you would have
back page would be the goods.
You would have Goosebumps books. There would even be like posters and kids books and whatever in there, pencils, and you would have to submit the form. And your parents would write you a check, and you'd put it all in like a Ziploc bag and hand it to the teacher, right? And then you'd wait like 3 weeks, and you'd get this stuff in. And like all like we'll call them the nerdy kids got like books and stuff, and all the cool guys got like
the Lambo posters,
Blue Jays posters, and Lamborghini posters.
Yeah.
But my brother's in the chat. I know he still has one at my parents' house. It's got to be.
Dude, that's exactly what it was. Exactly. And the bookmarks. I would always get like a bookmark.
Yeah. The most lit bookmarks ever.
Dude, I remember my dad once asking me, he's like, man, you got like 10 bookmarks, but you only have like 3 books. What's going on here? I was like, I don't know. I just like the bookmarks. Like, I'd use it as a ruler. I'd use it as everything, man. I don't know.
Dude, I remember people used to scratch the Goosebumps logo because it would leave like
with the white paper. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's honestly the only reason why I'm picking it up is just to see it. It's R.L. Stein. I'm curious to see how this book is, but
the new generation or the young kids are like, what the fuck is a book fair? And then some of them are probably like, what the fuck is a book?
What's Scholastic?
What's Elastic? Google it, people.
Hey, there's glow in the dark covers for this. So if you're talking nostalgia,
like so many covers, but take it away.
Avengers, X-Men, Eternals. We all know it. I gotta say something too. I don't like the little Judgment logo. Like sometimes I judge a book just like basically how it looks. I don't know why. I just don't like the Judgment logo. It looks weird. It looks like I don't know something. But we got Judgment Day #5, and obviously this one. A lot of people are on it. Blade's Daughter kind of premiered in the Free Comic Book Day issue. There's a lot of rumors, which we might have some time to talk about later with Greg. But I don't know, man. I could care less for this, to be honest with you. I'm okay passing. I'm okay passing the whole fucking series.
Yeah, dude, nowhere close to Spec related. But I will say, of all the latest Marvel events that have taken place, the big ones. This one's been hitting every issue, man. I think it's been doing very well. I've been enjoying the read, so I'm all on board with Judgment Day. Curious to see how it's going to wrap up very soon, man. So
yeah. Greg, what are your thoughts, brother?
Well, I haven't been reading this one, but I know the spec kind of going on with it a little bit. Another Avengers book. I'm very curious, like what's going on right now with books. I think people have backed off their pre-orders, the amount of impulse buys they're buying in the shop. So I think with a big event with something like this, something could happen. They could introduce something like that. So unless people are ordering them. So I don't think it's the worst on a spec value, even though I don't even know what's going on. But I've heard good things about the story.
It's awesome, dude. I'm loving it.
It's always the books. If you look at the last, like, I don't know, say to 6 to 8 years, it's always the books. Like, And don't get me wrong, there's some books that we know are coming out that are like big books, especially if 9/8, right? It's like, holy shit, yeah. But then there's other books that it's like they're not so obvious, right? And they end up being like $1,000 book. And those slower weeks, I kind of tend to like pay more attention to it for that, because it's like you kind of never really know, right? And
That's kind of
always
how
one
the
book.
Black Panther first Tosin week kind of went. It was like kind of slower. We're like, oh, this Black Panther one looks
Man,
kind of interesting.
I ordered
comes out, kaboom.
Yeah, I ordered 5 copies of cover A, but I never thought out of my wildest dream, oh, get the 1 in 25. Like never, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, Carnage number 6. Now in this one, apparently we kind of find out what Carnage's plan is, and oops, spoiler, it has to do with Eddie Brock. Go figure. Carnage would have to do something with another symbiote. Coolish cover, I guess. I'm not really a fan of it, to be honest with you. But Noob, it's black, red, and white. Yeah, just not really a fan of it. Like, I don't know. I like my Carnage, like I see him in ASM 361. I don't really like what's going on here. If you do, great. We all have different opinions, but yeah, I just could care less. I think it's been a while since I read a Carnage book. Like Absolute Carnage was probably the last run or anything Carnage related that I've actually read. So that's like a long time. I think that's like 02, 03, somewhere around there, maybe earlier. I don't know. Gee, what are you thinking?
I'm going to be honest. I think you're absolutely sleeping on Carnage. It's probably one of the better comics that's coming out of Marvel right now, man. I put it up there as probably even the best. It's been solid out the gate. Yeah, obviously, it's going to tie into it for sure, but Carnage has been absolutely incredible. I highly recommend it. If no one's on it, get on it. That's all I got to say.
I thought you were going to be like, good, so then I can get them.
No, just get on it. Get on it. Dude, look, I think Carnage has been kind of, I don't want to say miswritten or like, because we've gotten some cool events and everything that have happened. Absolute Carnage was good, but what they're doing with Carnage right now, man, is it's just completely awesome, and Ram V is killing it, bro.
I've got a theory. There's a lot of people that like, and again, you guys always hear me refer to the new people, right? Because like life happens, like tomorrow morning, there's gonna be a lot of people that die, a lot of people that are born. That's just life, right? Yeah. But you also get new people. So somebody that might not be into comics today could come in tomorrow. If they watch Carnage and they're like, oh my God, it was shit. Oh my God, it was horrible. And then they're like, you know what? I like comics, so I'm going to go read it. And then they see Carnage. They're probably going to be like, fuck this, because the movie was shit. That's where we are in today's comic community too, is a lot of people just go based on the show, based on the movie. If the movie and show are shit, then they're not going to really get the comic, right? And that's
yes and no. I would say
I've had a few conversations with some people who believe that. And I'm like, well, it's not really the same. Like, it's not really connected. So
well, it's not meant to connect, dude. Like it's your example. We're taking Iron Man's origin story when they made the Iron Man movie. You're talking years back in comics. It's not going to tie into what's happening now. That makes perfect sense, right? But Carnage now, the way it's being written, first of all, other than what he got in Venom, which was trash. I mean, I don't think anyone's basing this current run off of what we've gotten on the big screen. Like I said,
no. But what I'm saying is, there's been a few conversations I've had with like newer people who are like, "Oh, the Carnage movie was shit," so like they just automatically are like, I don't even care about Carnage, right? So even though the story's good, they're just already prematurely thinking, "Oh no, that was shit." So like, I don't want to.
Okay, so here's what happened with Carnage. Carnage was hardcore at the beginning. Like Mind Bomb is unreal. Yep. And Carnage got soft, and then they came out with a bunch of Carnage-like symbiotes. It got very diluted. If they stuck more to the insanity angle and to more extreme than Carnage was.
That's now.
So that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Like,
you guys want to know something? And I'm gonna be like 100% honest, and I think I usually am 100% honest. I wish Carnage was my favorite character, because I could literally have this whole back wall of 9/8, one whole wall of first prints, second prints, whatever, and just be like, yo, I'm the Carnage guy, and I could like sleep easy at night. Instead, I go to bed every night checking eBay, Comic Link, here, there, Heritage for Tales of Suspense 39. That is just
You would
never
get bored.
gonna happen. But you know what I mean? Like this is the perfect character. Like this is the perfect character if you're coming into comics and you want to get the origin, first appearance, second appearance, boom. It's so affordable to get this. Like these people are just throwing away.
For how big of a character Carnage is,
Yeah.
his book is relatively undervalued.
Oh, huge.
However,
Huge.
there are a lot out there. But
I
the
was like,
price of a
dude.
9.6 right now in that book is an absolute steal.
Yep.
Do you remember, if you go back to some of my videos, if you're new, I sold my Carnage 9.6. I didn't even have a 9.8. My 9.6 for $800 Canadian.
Crazy.
You could get probably 2 9.8s for that.
Yeah.
Just saying. Got to know when to buy. All right. I think this one's the biggie.
Yep.
This has been I know you're pretty big on this, and we talked about this way before this series came out. It's a short series. It ends at 5. It's the first appearance in pretty much every fucking book. The cover A is obviously the grab, but the variants for this, like this one or the other one, sorry, with spin
You
trip.
can go to the next slide, bro.
Is it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So this is the variant. It is not her first cover. And we talked about this. This is not her first cover. It is a great variant, 100%. It says her name, all that, but it is actually not her first cover. Go take a look. She's on a connecting cover with Craven Spider Craven, whatever the case may be. So don't get it twisted. Don't listen to apps. Don't listen to fake people. Open the book, open your eyes, get benefits, buy glasses at Walmart, whatever the case may be. Go look at the connecting cover, and then this is not her first cover. Will it be her first appearance? Yes. Not first cover. So just bear with me. But this has been great. The 1 in 10s, if you're able to get them, which I am super lucky to now have Back in Time Comics secure my 1 in 10. So that's good. But they've been great. Great art, great story. We know how these Edge of Spider-Verse down the road go. It's just 5 series, or 5 issues. So even if you don't have a lot of money to go into it, I mean, it's just 5 series. It's not that much coin to get it. I've been loving the series, to be honest with you. I've been getting 2 covers because I've been buying, 1 to read and 1 to go. The only thing is, like, I think issue 2 kind of got beat up. Like, it's hard to find issue 2 in 9.8, so I'm kind of disappointed. But I'm liking the series, man, and we got 1 more to go. BC, I think in 1 week, or 2 weeks, when issue 5 comes out, you're going to have more to say because you love the character that comes out in 5. But talk to me about Spintress.
Well, it's not just this character. There's also, I guess you could say, the first full appearance of, what's his name, Sun Spider. So he was a character that was brought into that Edge of Spider-Verse. I think it's issue 5, this one over here, that like everybody is going bananas for. There you go. Boom.
Which one? Oh yeah,
Whoa!
yeah. That's dropped like crazy though.
But yeah, it was a character that was written by a fan, or like designed by a fan, not written. Sorry. And yeah, man, they moved forward with it. It's a neat little character. Now they're introducing a ton of new Spider characters, right, within the Spider-Verse within these 5 issues. So now they're going to be throwing them into, I assume, a bigger event. I don't think it'll happen within Dark Web. I don't think so. Maybe it's possible.
I think it could.
But yeah, man, and we do know that the whole Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse has like 200 and something characters that they were mentioning. Yep. Could these characters play out? I think it's way too soon, but who knows, right? We got what's her name, Penny Parker, and Penny Parker was relatively new when the movie dropped. Maybe about 6 years old, 5 years old within comics. So
even Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, exactly. So
I remember, but I've had this conversation with you, and I'm pretty sure I had this conversation with Greg.
Yeah.
People were thinking the same thing when Spider-Gwen came out. It's not a lie. Like, you can look at me and be like, no, noob. Or if you have the book, like I know G does, you could look at me and be like, no, noob, I always believed in it. Bull fucking shit. Because I know a ton of people that went like weeks later to go get that. It wasn't until later that people realized what kind of character it was. Who's to say it doesn't happen again in this? Anytime there's these Spider-Verse things, I'm grabbing. I pulled it. One of the few issues I've actually pulled week in, week out. And again, it's only 5 issues, so why didn't I? Greg, have you been lucky enough, like me and G, to get any of the 1 in 10s or any of these? Have you been on it at all or no?
No, I think the later issues for the ratios are the ones to get. Usually the first one, like there were so many on the shelves everywhere of all the different variants. But I did get the Scotty of #1. I got the.
You're a
the
big
Blakk.
Scotty fan too, though.
Yeah, but I've been getting the A covers of all of them and some of the B covers if I like the cover. So I don't think. Okay, Spider-Man books you'll always be able to get $5 for. Do you know what I mean? So to spend $5.
Well, these cost $7 though. These cost $7.
But hold up. You see, Greg nailed it on the head, man. Like honestly, I feel like majority of Spider-Man books, especially within the first, I would say 700 issues of ASM, people go bananas for that, right?
Yeah.
It's something that always sells no matter what. Now, introducing new characters, I think, anything Spider-Man related or Spider related with new characters tends to do well. New costumes don't do well. So
No.
I'm putting that out there.
Spider-Man as the New York Met mascot.
Yeah, we had recently with the Spider-Man costume, which was complete trash. But anyways, it's just, it's always a safe play when it comes to any Spider-Man character.
Dude, I could have melted the snow in December when that thing came out, and people were like, "Yo, it's gonna be $1,000 book." Get the fuck out of here, man! That's gonna be $1,000 book. Where's that book now?
The thing is, people buy these books for FOMO because of the book you just showed, because of Spider-Gwen, because of Penny Parker, because of those things. So people get FOMO and they're like, "I have to get all the edges."
Greg, it's like we say all the time, right? And no disrespect to the people that have come before us, the older collectors or anything like that, but there's a bunch of people in this community that are like, "Oh my God, don't waste your time on modern. Just focus on silver and this and that." It's like, yes, 100% agree with you. Those are the originals: silver, gold, bronze. Those are the originals. Those are the OGs. Those are the popular ones. But in 15 years from now, there might be a kid that's like, "Shit, I wish I had Edge of Spider-Verse 4 now. Oh my God, that book came out when Newbie and BC and Rocksteady were doing shows and this and that. Why didn't they grab like 10 copies? Because it's a $5,000 book." You never fucking know. That's the point.
So I'm a modern collector. You just have to realize with blue chip moderns, the flip game is risky and you can get left holding the bag. You have to look very, very long term. Like Miles,
but you're in it for so little. You're in it for so little. Let's be real. The most expensive book on New Comic Book Day is $9.99. For us Canadians, it's $12. Then you add on the CGC cost at $57, $60. You're in it for about $80 or less on a book.
Yeah, you can say that too, but look at like books from the past. How many boxes of Bronze Age, like X Factor and stuff like that are there too, right? Yeah. Or like Valiant, like all this whatnot stuff. Publishing is kind of reminding me of Valiant a little.
Yeah,
bit. Maybe I shouldn't in the launch of that, but I just think no matter what, there's going to be bulk, right? So it's always a risk. It's always a gamble. If you order 5 books, you hope one hits. But if you're buying like for modern, it's hold for a long time.
Yeah,
the quick flip might make a little bit of money, but it's a lot of work.
But
put it away.
Like I would have never guessed when I bought Edge of Spider-Verse 2 and I got my 9.8. I bought it when it came out. It came out and I bought it for $5. I would have never guessed that character would have exploded, right? So collect what you like, and then if you get lucky, great. But now you see, I have a hard time letting go of that book, even though it's $2,000. I enjoy the character and it's something I want to keep. Yeah. So on this run here, where we're getting 5 issues, I hope we can catch lightning twice in a bottle, man. Because
I think a lot of people just have to give it a break. Like I hate when people are like, "Oh, stop collecting modern, just focus on this." It's like, yeah, but 10, 15, 20 years from now, these are going to be like very popular characters. You never know, and these could be ones that people, kind of want and relate to. Right?
But I will say one thing, because now you know that Marvel and Disney are one, and now this character right here, Spinstress, is an influence. Like the influence came from Disney, right? This character is a Disney styled character, whereas now, given that Marvel and Disney are one, I think this is a character that they might move forward with at some point. Right?
But you also gotta look into consideration. Like I hate how people are bashing, like say She-Hulk and these female characters and stuff, and it's like, yes, but let's be real about something. And not me. Sorry. I mean, have you seen me? But all I ever wanted when I was growing up and collecting comics and talking comics was there to be like a cute girl. And guess what? Now we have the women in this. We're so inclusive with like anybody and everybody coming into this community. I love it, man. I love going to cons and seeing women and kids and older people, black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter, Hispanic, whatever the case may be, collecting comics and like enjoying each other and talking to each other. I love that, especially when there's females and they know their shit. I fucking love that, man.
Sure.
So let's build these characters, man. You never know where these characters are going to be, say, in 5-10 years. I just hate when people are collecting modern, only do silver. It's like, all right, man, like, are you paying my mortgage too? Like,
I might be having a moment with this book now. Like, are we getting like the first introduced like Marvel Disney princess? Like, is she going to be up there with Frozen? Is she going to be up there with Belle? Is she going to be walking?
Keanu Reeves is rumored to play her.
Yeah, so she's walking around Disneyland, and all the girls want to take pictures and dress up like her at their princess parties. Like, this could be a bang.
Yeah, but again, that's exactly it.
But again, we're at the forefront. Like, these books are coming out, so we're buying them at cost. It's not like we're spending like $50 to buy it, and then like it's super low risk. So that's just where I am with these books, man. But anyway, next. We got Dynamite Pick of the Week. Just because we rebranded and we got cooler colors and bricks and this and that doesn't mean we don't go back to our roots, baby. We got Dynamite fucking Pick of the Week. Dynamite, sponsor your boy. Come on. This week's pick. And if you're new to the channel, this is just basically a book that I say we all the time. We just pick for looks. Let's be real. There's like 264,662.6560 covers of Dynamite that come out every week. Let's save the rainforest.
Okay, I'm gonna blow a secret on this one. I'm gonna blow a secret on this one. Like, I have nothing to do with this Dynamite pick of the week, so everybody knows. So when they say we pick,
I just want everybody to know that I have nothing to do with newbies. Crazy.
Time out. I have never ever once in the 1 year that I've been doing YouTube with newbie, I've never once picked a Dynamite pick of the week. Until I will openly say tonight's pick was done by me. So there you go.
So let's see the difference. Let's see the difference between a newbie cover and why he likes it, and a BC cover and why he likes it.
All right, well, hey, let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Do it.
If you guys think you guys know me so well, let's take a look at BC's Dynamite Pick of the Week. Oh, it's
boom, baby. Now
number 6, cover M. So if you go to your local shop and say, hey, I want Draculina number 6, make sure it's cover M. BC, why'd you pick this book? Obvious, and I just want to throw out the obvious. I mean, look at the detail in the boots. Look at the detail in her abs, right?
The skulls.
Where's her
Nothing
shirt?
else. Nothing else. But newbie always tends to pick those $50 cosplay, covers that just people will never spend. At least I don't think they do. And if they do,
the G49, $49.99.
But yes, this is an FOC variant. It's a $3.99 cover, and look how awesome! It's not cosplay; it's actual art, and it's sexy. So there you go.
Those are implants, by the way. Those are implants.
No, they're not. Those are natural.
Those are implants. Joseph's got it. Guess we're not seeing redheads.
Yeah. So BC's a blonde guy. And newbie is a redhead guy. So okay,
you're brunette, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say your wife's not even blonde. So
sort of.
All right, gang. Let's get into it. Comic news, and we did have a lot of news going on. Lots to talk about. But I feel like now that summer's kind of ending, yes, I kind of hate that because I really only have like 3 more weeks left of sandals. And as always, you guys know the last 2 years you guys have gotten to know me. I always kind of not cry, but I always get disappointed when I have to put away my sandals. I've got too many. Anytime I've bought a pair this summer, I always send BC a video like boom, boom, boom. Yeah. But anyway, it is getting to be fall or autumn, whatever you want to call it, and winter, and comics do tend to kind of heat up again. Sales, reselling, hotter things, this, that. So we are going to rev up with some news and some flips and some record sales. I'm thinking August and September are usually historically always low. So not to say we don't have any now, but guys, let's get into it. Comic news. First up, big one that came out, which I'm surprised that a lot of YouTubers or people just in general aren't really talking about or aren't really pissed off. Maybe we're just focused on the fact that it's the last days of summer. I know here in my area, it's Grape and Wine, huge festival, but Sony delays Kraven the Hunter. There's a bunch of stuff that's delayed. Garfield with Chris Pratt was delayed. I know there's a few other things that are being delayed, but boys, What's going on here, man? We're getting back to something that we didn't think we were going to see. Madam Web also being, delayed, but we weren't supposed to see this. What's going on here?
I'll be honest with you. At this point, I'll be happy when I see that Sony cancels these projects, because seriously, I really have no interest, especially with what I've heard regarding Craven, that he's gonna be like a pet detective or some shit.
Yeah, Ace Ventura, Craven.
Yeah, so I'm not interested, man. I think these are all farts that are gonna be.
Do you think that's why they're delayed though? Because the backlash?
No, man. It's just, dude, I don't trust Sony with any projects, like, at all. I just that's it. I'm done. I've said my piece many times when it comes to them, and it's just every project's been trash. So Venom was horrible. Don't even start with Morbius. If
Morbius, hey, hold on a second though.
We need Lesbius.
Time out. Time out. Saved by the Bell. Time out. Zach Morris, fourth wall here. Morbius is the number 2 movie on Netflix.
That's because people are.
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying.
Want to see how bad it is.
But we use the same. But hold on a second. We use the same format to say Aquaman was good. We're going to use the same formula to say that Black Adam is going to be good. Why? Because even if you're not a fan, you're going to be like, oh, Jared Leto, or hey, why is everyone talking about this? Or oh, are we making fun of this? Doesn't matter. Numbers don't lie. Floyd Mayweather said it the best. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't lie. The numbers for Morbius don't lie. They're going to be up.
No, they fucking lie. They're horrible. In fact, it probably puts emphasis on what you said right before we got here, is that it's fall season and people are bored as shit. They're cold. They're staying home watching shit movies. That's what's happening. That's exactly.
But I'm just saying though, right? Like the numbers will look high, and there's a reason. It's number 2 on Netflix. That's not for nothing, man. Just throwing it out there.
I watch horrible movies to help me put myself to sleep. Maybe that's what everybody did. They put on Morbius and fell asleep, and that's pretty much it.
Greg, where
I wonder what the delays are because of. Like, have they said why?
No,
I wonder if it's like even like orders or staffing or like visas or what's going on. I would like to know why when they say this.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's been a while since we kind of got this, right? Where like there's delays. It's like we really just thought that we got through all these delays, and now we're getting more. So it is kind of a piss off, because it's kind of like, all right, what the hell? Like, we're trying to connect.
Was it Black Widow the first one that just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed?
Black Widow was, yeah. But that was different because it was supposed to come out just before COVID, and then they wanted to do it right, and then they fucked
not
it
in
over.
The theaters.
Yada yada. Maybe Morbius is popular because peeps want to see how bad it really was.
Like, ironically.
Here's another thing that a theory of mine, and actually I was kind of bringing it up, is a lot of people don't realize that the guy who is the villain in Morbius is actually the uncle and villain, really, spoiler, in House of Dragons, right? My wife is actually watching that show, as many people around the world are watching that show. It's a popular show. And a lot of people are saying, they're like, oh, wait a minute, why is everyone bashing this guy and how he's acting? And I know my wife wanted to watch Morbius because she's like, oh, he's in it. And she wanted to watch it because he's actually doing a really good job in that. So why is he getting bashed for this one? So again, numbers, whether you watch it for shits, fun, or whatever, the number still shows up as a view, right? So
I would like to ask the non-Marvel fans what they thought of Morbius as a standalone movie.
Oh, dude. My wife loves Venom, so that's all I got to say.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's a market for everything.
That's terrible. All right, guys. Big news, huge news. Yes. Season 2 is confirmed, which means you're going to be able to get your Marvel .1 #1 first Kamala Khan very cheap.
Kamala.
People should be picking this up ASAP. They should be getting it right
Captain
now.
Marvel second print, that one.
Or that one. But again, the John Cena effect, which I always talk about. This is where you buy it. People are over it. People are done with it. It's shit. Well, guess what? It's going to have a second season, which means new characters, new people in our community, whatever the case may be. It's going to be a hot book again. Why not pick it up now? There's meat on the bone. You always hear me say that. I really enjoyed the series. I don't think the Marvel movie is going to be that good. The Marvels or Miss Marvels, whatever the case may be. But I did enjoy this show. The kids are the future, so I don't know. I've kind of retracted how I feel about this book, and I'm kind of looking forward to like finding this book cheap, man. I don't know. BC, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, I mean, it was inevitable. Clearly, this is a character that's here for the long haul, so I'm happy. Season 2 is confirmed. I mean, season 1 was pretty good. It wasn't, oh my god. Now,
Better than Moon Knight.
yeah. Oh, okay. You know how I felt about Miss Marvel, even going into it, right? It's just I was not a fan of the origin change. I was not a fan of, now how this character is being, I don't want to say portrayed within the MCU, but it was a big switch, right, when it came to the character. So it was a little difficult to embrace. But clearly, I mean, for them to confirm a season 2, one, like I said, characters here for the long haul, and two, I think this is a character that young fans are going to definitely relate to, and that's what the hobby needs, right? We want to make sure that, the next generation of collectors obviously have something to relate to, and I think this is a great character for the MCU. Is it something that appeals to me? Absolutely not. So
this is what we were talking about, like with modern books, like they're capturing a new generation. So they did change it up. Okay, sorry, nerds, but like everything's not going to be perfect moving forward because you have to be relevant with the times.
Yep.
You aren't going to be able to keep everybody happy and go with dated storylines and origins. You do have to make it relevant for today to capture that audience, because if they aren't a fan when they're 9, 10, 11, they're not going to be fans when they're adults. So you have to capture it. Like Moon Knight clearly wasn't for kids. I know you're going to say
it wasn't for adults either, though.
I know what you're saying. Blah, blah, blah. But you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Even WandaVision wasn't for kids. And then you have this. So you're playing two different. I don't want to say genres, but you're playing to two different groups with two different storylines almost here.
But why does it work for one and it doesn't work for the other? What I mean by that is, before Moon Knight and before all this, everybody and their mothers were saying, oh, well, noobs, hold on, man. We're getting new genres. We're getting horror. We're getting fantasy. We're getting female. We're getting this. We're getting that. It's great. It's great. Moon Knight happens. Okay, it's a different genre. Didn't work for everybody. Miss Marvel comes out. Wow, it's a different genre. It's like, yeah, but let's let's rewind. I thought it was a good thing. And then She-Hulk, it's like, wow, this is bad. It's like, why is it bad? Not everything has to relate to you.
And yeah, not exactly.
Right? So
if you liked everything would be boring. It's
exactly.
The same way.
Exactly. And listen, I love chocolate. I'll eat Kit Kats. I'll eat Snickers. Mars, Oh, Henry, not really a fan. Crispy Crunch, definitely not. It sticks to my teeth. I don't really like it. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You just got to find your chocolate.
Yeah.
Speaking of chocolate, let's get romantic. But guys, we actually have a release date, and it'll probably be delayed. But if you're feeling romantic and you want to take out your special lady, listen, circle the calendar for 2 years from now, 3 years from now. But Valentine's Day 2025, because Marvel says, I love you to your significant other by saying, come watch Shang-Chi #2. 2025. This is huge. This character, I think, is going to be big. They have something here, breaking the race barrier and things like that. There's a reason why I bought. Yeah, it's right there. Right there. My first appearance of him. They're really cheap right now. Even with this news, they're still cheap. If you want meat on the bone, if you want somebody to flip and you can hold it, you can be patient, this is definitely a character I would jump on. Future Avenger, has the 10 rings. BC, did you already pre-make plans on Valentine's Day 2025?
100%. I'm going with my boys, and I'm going to go watch Shang-Chi, bro.
You're going to tell the wife, watch my kids.
100%. But yeah, Pacino, you're in the chat. My brother's here. Noob, you come down. Let's go. Greg, bring it. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Actually, I don't know. I wonder if that's even going to hurt the numbers, man. At least the 14 is what, the Thursday?
No, because hold on a second. They won't hurt the numbers because Deadpool 1.
Yeah, but it's Deadpool.
I believe I say Deadpool 1, but Deadpool 1 came out on Valentine's Day too.
And not everybody has a Valentine.
Oh
my God!
You want to hug, bro?
I don't
Greg,
know way in the future, man. But they're gonna go watch a movie with their boys or with their lady.
That's right, baby. Well, I'm married and I'm still going with my boys. I don't give a shit.
So
there he is. There's another one of my boys who's gonna come with us. But yeah, man.
So life hack this year, basically, just say to your significant other, you can pick what we do this year for New Year's, if I can, or for Valentine's Day, if I can pick next year's.
No,
So
2
make
years
that
from now.
2025. So they have to
Oh.
pick 2023, 2024. You get 2025. That's how it works. But very quickly, because Newbie, you brought something up, but 10 rings, I think, are going to be very important within the MCU,
Yeah,
man. The whole beacon thing, I'm curious to see where that's going. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. I feel like 2025 is so damn far away, but watch that shit come to us so fast. Like 3 years is going to...
I'm going to tell everybody right now, fuck the newbie spec of the week. You want to make some money? Buy Marvel Special Edition 15 right now.
No.
It is literally slash dice crazy prices right now. You can definitely get this character, and he's going to be around for a very long time. That movie's going to make it spike again. It will be 5, 6, 7. It'll be 7 years since we've seen the character, unless he makes a cameo somewhere. Just throwing it out there, man. It is a cheap book. I got my 4.5 for $200 Canadian. That's a steal. Greg, what are your thoughts, man?
I just think we're going to be having the same show in February 2025, and we're going to be like, so Shang-Chi was delayed again.
Yeah, probably.
I do agree. It's a good time to buy Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a good time over the next year or two. So be patient, right?
The truth came out.
I should mention, and I did in my video, but like, I mean, Just Cruise did negotiate for me. So,
Oh man, again, Jesus.
Yeah, see?
I'm terrible at it. I'm telling you, I'm terrible at it.
Because Newbie didn't want to offend them.
Oh,
All right, we're going commando, and I don't know about you guys, but people can only see the shirt up. I'm wearing shorts and underwear, but Marvel confirms Secret Invasion link to Captain America's Halloween Commandos #1. Halloween Commandos. Now, guys, you guys remember I did Newbie Spec of the Week, and then some people stole it, and then some people said it was theirs, and some people did it, and then some people did it, and then I showed my picture of like 20 copies of Halloween Commandos #1, first appearance of Glyph.
yeah.
Glyph. That character's coming, and here we go, man. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would hold on to it. It did make a few top 10 lists back in May, I believe it was. It was May or April, but it did hit some top 10 lists. I've got the luxury of having 3 9/8s. Yes, sir. But that's also because I've been picking them up when they were like $1 or nothing. So low risk, high reward. I don't like Captain America, but I do like his pals. BC, what do you think, man?
So speaking of Howling Commandos, bro, we're talking the new series, right? You're talking that new run. So definitely something I could see playing out, man. I know you've been high as hell off of this group. You've been talking about this spec for quite some time. So yeah, man, you pretty much, spoke of this many times, and here it is now, looking like it's going to come to fruition. You're still in time. I don't think it's anything that's exploded at the moment. So if you haven't yet, definitely check it out, man. Pick them up. I still see it in dollar bins, man. $2 bins. You got issues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, always in the dollar bins, all the way up to 6.
And be careful for the ratios too, man. There's some 1 in 25s and stuff like that people don't even know it's 1 in 25. So just throwing it out there, just
I think you'll get an amalgamation of that in like Sergeant Fury's Howling Commandos. So I think it's going to be set in an older time, and that's why I'm big on Baron Zucker, right? Yeah. Because I think with the Peggy Carter stuff going on, I think that could be a villain they introduce, and I think that's Baron Zemo's dad, if I'm correct as well.
I think you have told me that in the past.
No, okay.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they go. This is definitely where Glyph is going to be showing up. I'm just proud that I can say the name 100% with confidence now, because I used to be like Glyph,
Life.
Gilf,
Gilf.
All right. Which team fits best? So Excalibur versus MI13. Which English Marvel team should come to the MCU? So there are 2 predominant British superhero teams in the MCU, but there's one that should come first. Boys, this has been a hot topic. What do you think should be the first team? BC, you're up first.
I feel like everyone has spec'd on Henry Cavill, whatever his name is, being every character within the MCU, especially Captain Britain. Look, I want to just give a quick shout out. I know he's not here in the chat, but Uni X, man, has been talking about. He's probably the only person I know talking about MI13 way before.
Even before Key Collector?
Yeah, way before. Like we're talking easily a year before. But looking at both teams, man, the one that currently fits with what's happening in the MCU with Moon Knight, you've got Blade and stuff like that. I really see this leaning towards the MI13. Again, more books that you could definitely find still in dollar bins. Man, I cleared out many dollar bins, seeing tons of copies of when Blade joins this team. Who's this?
This is Anakin.
He's terrible. He's terrible.
Love it.
Terrible.
No, this is the nice one.
Oh, okay. Never mind. He's great. He's awesome.
But dude, as much as I'd love to see the OG Excalibur, I really think that we're gonna end up getting some if we get anything within the MCU related to these two teams. MI13 best fits it 100%, man. You just it lines up with what's kind of happening now. So
I couldn't agree with you more because you have Blade coming in, and then especially with that Secret Invasion crossover. Yeah. Right, we have Secret Invasion coming. Basically, it happens at the same time. So, yeah, I see that happening.
Also, let's not forget, it seems like we have more of a foundation for MI13 than we do Excalibur. I know we have Black Knight, but I just feel like that world is yet to be kind of built up, and I think they're going to take their time. I think we kind of can see the picture that they're painting. MI13, horror, all that. I think it's going to be a while before we get Excalibur because let's be real, we haven't even got the real Black Knight. So I think it's going to be a bit of time, but I'm interested for both of these. It just means that you can get Excalibur super cheap.
You mean MI13?
But no, because of everybody's leaning on MI13. No one's talking about Excalibur.
Excalibur already is pretty cheap.
Yeah, it is cheap.
Oh, yeah,
you can get issue 1 for like $5, but
you can get a 9.8 for like $65.
Yeah, exactly. But MI13, like I said, you were speaking the characters, Blade, Black Knight, like these are all characters that are already being developed within the MCU. So definitely you can see this happening. I hope to see Captain Britain soon, man.
Okay, I'll give everybody my digging hack for MI13 books. There are newsstands. Yep. Pay attention.
Yes.
Pull them out. Look at the barcodes.
All right, boys. Oh, fuck.
That was it for comic news. All right. Next up, and lastly, we're gonna be talking about She-Hulk episode 5. And yes, prematurely, just in Nemesis Prime, aka 50% of the Comic Con podcast. Wow, I don't know why I struggle with that. I'm just 2 Belgian moons in. Podcast had said he reposted a video because I prematurely said this show overall was going to be a 7.5. I don't think people read things, and here's why. I know people don't read comics. I know people don't read post start to finish. But last week I gave episode 4 a 3.5 out of 10. And in my little spiel, I had said overall I still believe that this show is a 7.7 out of 10, even though I think the episode was weak. And people were up in arms. They were like, "Oh my god, yeah, you're not woke. Oh my god, yeah, you would. Oh my god, what more do you have to see?" And it's like, I'm not bashing the show. I'm just bashing the episode. The episode went woo. And that's what it was. That's a consensus. Episode 5, I was expecting a bit more. We heard rumors and obviously chatter about Daredevil showing up. Really quickly, one word answer. BC, Greg, did Daredevil show up?
His mask.
No.
I'm on hell mute.
No. The answer to that riddle is no. He did not show up. And everybody was, oh my God. But this goes back to what I was saying. The end credit cannot be the focal point or the reason people like what's going on. I unfortunately gave this episode a 5 out of 10, still a pass. If you do math or your teachers aren't just pushing you to pass, 5 out of 10 is still a pass. It's 50%.
So you said if you do math, not
50%.
No, if you do math, not math. If you do math, I don't promote drug. But this is basically what people are talking about. This scene, this end credit scene where the helmet is going and it says pick up, right? I don't believe that this should be the reason why the episode gets a high rating. I've seen people on social media be like, oh my God, it's great. It's an 8 out of 10 in Daredevil. It's like, was it an 8 out of 10 episode, or did you just like seeing this helmet and that just, got you hard? Like that's just kind of where my thought process is. Because to be honest, take this scene away, it's maybe a 4 out of 10. 5, I was being kind of generous. I don't know. BC, what are your thoughts, man? And before you take it, I do want to say I'm still enjoying the series. I like the genre that they're going. I like the approach. I like the fourth wall. I like what they're doing. I still like the show. I can't wait for this next episode. We're going to get Daredevil 100%. But where are your thoughts on episode 5?
I'm more shocked over the fact that 50% is a pass. I had no idea. So
they tell you that, but like you don't get a diploma unless you get like 75. So
you're gonna be giving out participation awards to like everybody now. But
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
So 5 on 10. I don't know. I think it's a bit harsh. I would have. I don't know. I enjoyed the episode. It wasn't really anything spectacular. It was more of a filler, to be honest. Little things developed here and there. I like the introduction of the character. The character who designed the costumes and stuff like that. Clearly they're teasing stuff, but if anyone paid attention to the graphic at the end, right, in the credits with all the shoes, the sneakers, did you guys see all that?
I did, yeah. So they got Iron Man that they made a point of that's like the most exclusive one. So I just want to throw that out there. And then they had in the background Deadpool and Cyclops.
No, there was way more than that, man. So here, I'll go very.
Those were the 2 big ones that people came out with.
No, man, dude. At first glance, immediately I saw Cyclops, I saw the Thing, I saw Wolverine, I saw Deadpool. But then after going back to it, here's the list. You have obviously the Frogman. You got Kit. You got Bishop. You got Green Goblin. You got Jack of Hearts, Nova, Falcon, Ghost Rider, Juggernaut, and Speedball. You got Namor, Doctor Doom, Hyperion, and Cable. So,
did you just say Speedball?
Yeah, Speedball. But don't
did
get
you just say one of newbie comic spec of the week where people laughed at me?
Here we go. I should have never, guys. Forget I said anything.
I told you his shoes were gonna show up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure there's only me and one other person talking about Speedball, and people always laugh when I bring it up. It's like, all right, well, go
most of the times when within She-Hulk and those post credits when they do those drawings, right, those sketches, it kind of it's showing what took place, with She-Hulk. So seeing him holding his Iron Man, what were they, Iron Man 3s, and then you see all Iron that. You see all that in the background. Does that make that canon? I don't know, but it is a nice little Easter egg. It was cool. I don't know if they were teasing us hardcore nerds, or that pretty much confirms that there's way more happening within the MCU, within the universe, of the MCU in the background that we probably don't know about yet. But I just thought it was cool. People are specking on it. Some people are not. I just thought it was a treat, man. Just to see that, I was like, man, that's really cool. So if you have a chance, either Google it, go catch the replay, hit pause when you see that, and you can make them all out, man. It's so cool. But I will say, I'll stay at a 7 on the show. I think 5, you're being rough, bro.
Rocksteady, what's going on here? Like, bring some perspective here, man.
So I feel like it was very Madison when they were like, Daredevil's in this episode, but it's not where you think he'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's entertaining. It's a longer series like we talked about last time. So it's going to have some filler points. But I think if you watch it front to back, it wouldn't seem so slow. I think when you just watch and you wait that long and you get that.
And you'll be able to do that with this show. You'll be able to do that with this show because it's literally like the show is literally like 28 minutes, 26 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Agreed. Yeah. And yeah, I look forward to it. I probably give it around this episode, maybe a 6.
So you're kind of in my ballpark.
He's one below me, one above you. How's it in your ballpark?
I'm in both of your ballparks.
Yeah, man.
Pause. What?
We're sharing, Greg.
Or are you both in my ballpark?
Oh, true.
Manny the Hobgoblin Collector. She-Hulk can't even hold her own show without cameos. Neither can Captain America. Neither can Iron Man.
Hold on. How many
Hulk,
cameos? How many
neither
cameos did
can
we really
Falcon,
get?
neither can Winter Soldier. Neither can Scarlet Witch. Neither can Doctor Strange. Neither can Spider-Man. Neither can Venom. Neither can Carnage. Can I go on and on and on?
Iron Man.
She-Hulk, if you don't like it, that's fine. It's totally fine. I just don't like the fact that people are just bashing it. You don't like it, you don't like it. I don't care. Like, it's cool. Some people are going to like it. But you got to remember, let's rewind. Pause. We went too far. Oh, but noob. Or whoever you follow on YouTube or whoever you talk to in your circle. It's just different genres. It's going to be great. Blah, blah, blah. This is just what it is. It's just a different genre. They're trying to bring other people. They don't need to bring in the nerd who lives in a basement, who's 50 years old and literally just has 27,000 comics. Guess what? You're still going to go watch all the shows. You're still going to watch all the movies. You're still going to buy the comics. They're trying to get new people in because, like I said earlier, people are born, people die. It's a new era, new age. We're in a different society. 2022 is different than 1960, 1970, 1980, 1990. Shoot, it's even different than 2020. It's just what it is. So you don't have to like it. It's totally fine. It's a different genre. People like different things, and that's okay. That's what makes us great.
But
I like Barcelona. BC likes Juventus. He's terrible at picking teams, but that's okay. I still love him, right? So that's what it is, man. We got to stop pushing this like, well, She-Hulk and Miss Marvel can't do the show unless they have cameos. That's not. It's just we knew what was going to happen way before the shows were even going to start, right? So it is what it is. I can't get into that argument when people are like trying to bash it. It's like it's just a different genre, and it's okay. You don't have to like it.
But genre, dude, it's very much just a sitcom.
Yeah,
I want to say chick flick style, but it's easy watching, simple, funny, and it's really all it is. Now, like you said, it's reaching to a whole different, audience, and there's nothing wrong with that. Look, She-Hulk's never been a character I really cared massively for, but
it's also the first time we see this character holding her own. You know what I mean? Like it's different if we were doing Spider-Man, because a lot of us grew up like that was one of the first characters, the most popular, and then there was a cartoon. Like us three here, we grew up watching the cartoon. Same with X-Men. So would it be a little bit different? And I know timing, obviously early 90s, you couldn't have a She-Hulk show. But what I'm saying is, if all three of us, like today's age, where BC, you have kids, oh man, I got home from school every Thursday for like a month and I watched She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. Okay, that's exactly what we did, and that's exactly why we like certain characters, right? So it's not that they're trying to, they're not trying to get the guy who's an experienced comedian, a comic collector or anything like that. They're trying to build new genres and get new people in. So that's where my argument is. That's all.
Hold on, I get where you're going with that, but I want you to also factor, like you said, I'm a married man and I have kids. So, example, my kid makes me watch Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse 1,000 times a week. He makes me watch Spidey and His Amazing Friends. That is what's bringing him into what I enjoy, right? So we bond through that. Something like She-Hulk, that's something my wife would probably watch. So at this point, that's somewhere where we bond through that, right? So I would still say that us nerds tend to be, the core at that point. But yes, it's definitely, hitting niche markets, hitting, certain audiences, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I'm actually enjoying She-Hulk. Surprisingly, I thought I would have hated it, and no, I actually really enjoy it. So
in short, relax, nerds.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Slow down. Don't burn the building down. No, like I said, man, I hate, and it has nothing to do with, this could be a fucking Frogman show. I could care less. You know what I mean? But I just hate how it's okay to use the excuse for one show and not the others, right? Whether it be She-Hulk, a man, whatever the case may be. I just hate how we just use the excuse only when it's relevant. I think that's the problem, right? Just if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's totally fine. But don't bash the people who actually like it, because we kind of just don't see things like this. We kind of just have a grand scheme. You don't like it. You don't like it. It's totally fine. No one's pushing it. I'm just saying.
I think the actress is great. I think the actress is great. I think she's doing a great job.
I think so too.
Who
wouldn't want to be, picked up and taken to the bedroom by her? Like
I don't.
I would 100%. So
I feel like I'd disappoint her.
Yeah. I feel like I would disappoint her too. I'd wake up, be like, I wouldn't even wake up. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go home.
You'd be all up in it. Don't lie, bro. You would satisfy.
I'm sorry.
You'd go for it.
I swear this never happens. This is the first. I just had sushi, so I don't.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what happened. But guys, that's the show, man. I actually enjoyed this because it kind of like the whole time, like halfway through the show, I'm like, wait a minute, it's Tuesday, new comic days tomorrow. Like I didn't have to it's not Sunday, and then I gotta wait. I kind of like this. So yeah, this is how we're gonna be rolling from Tuesdays moving forward. I'm getting a new job, so I don't know if it's gonna stay Tuesday. I'm hoping it can stay Tuesday. But me and BC also have a few things up our sleeve coming up in the near future that we're gonna be collaborating on, and these two amigos are going to be popping on left and right here and there on Tuesdays. Yes, gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for hanging out on this Tuesday evening. You could be anywhere in the world celebrating that PK Subban retired and Zdeno Chara retired, but you're hanging out talking about comics.
Don't forget about Keith Yandel.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
By the way, with Zdeno Chara retiring, I think that's the last person in the league who actually lost a playoff game to the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? That's an actual statistic. So let's put it out there.
Yeah. BC.
So there's nobody in our way anymore.
Nobody.
Please stop. Please stop. If you're a Leafs fan, just please stop. Okay. BC, place to be, Instagram, YouTube, whatever the case may be. Let the people know where they can find you and where the hell you are.
Guys, hit the search engine and write Comic Kingpins. That's where you find me. Unfortunately, you will not be seeing me there for the next week, maybe 2. Who knows? As I said at the beginning of the show, I'm currently going through some things in the personal life, but I'll definitely be back very soon. That being said, still go check out the boys, Comic Kingpins. They're doing we're doing our thing. Yeah, boo this man. I'm coming back.
Are they saying boo or boo earns? They're saying boo earns.
No. What the hell's a boo earn? But yeah, so Comic Kingpins, go subscribe. We have a 500 subscriber giveaway going down. And on my end, Instagram, the way it's written, Blakk Crown _comics. Come and follow. And hopefully I'll be posting content way more often once all my personal shit is taken care of. So
BC, yeah, thank you, man. Rocksteady, let the people know where they can find you.
Instagram, Rocksteady Collectibles. Hoping to start doing some videos soon. I'm gonna do a short one coming up from my CGC submission. But yeah, catch me there.
So anyway, I'll put it out there, okay, guys. And I don't want to get dark like Newbie and kill the mood, but like I said, I have home renovations going on. This is going to be my last show because right after this show, we're taking all this stuff out. It's got to go. But there's that.
You guys remember he used to have that game?
Yeah, the arcade. There's no arcade behind me. But yeah, so there's that. And unfortunately, my youngest is in and out of the hospital. So that's what I'm dealing with as well. So
Morgan gets it. So BC, you didn't get it, but there's an episode of The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons. I challenge anybody to go watch The Simpsons early on. Just watch it on Disney Plus, man. There's so many great one-liners. But yeah, there's that episode where Mr. Burns wins the car at the
it was the film festival.
Or the film festival, and then they're booing him. And then Mr. Burns turns to Smithers and goes, "Are they saying boo or boo earns?" And Mr. Smithers goes, "Boo earns."
No, it was Mole Man.
Oh yeah, it was Mole Man.
He's like, I was saying
boo earns. So Morgan gets it. Thank you so much, Morgan. Also, Manny, I wasn't calling you out. No, I was just saying there's a lot of people that hate it. Not you, brother. I appreciate you hanging out, man. So yeah, guys, every Tuesday, that's how we're doing it now for the near future. Like I said, new job. So I'm not sure what day. We could go back to Sundays, but right now we're saying Tuesdays. That's where we're going to be hanging out. I'm going to try to post another video every Sunday, a hunt video or something, but you guys can find us on Tuesdays now. And yeah, I just want to thank BC, Rocksteady. BC, like I said early on, man, I know you got your home renos, and I thank you for doing the new rebrand and all that, man. I know you work hard, so I appreciate it, brother.
It's all yours, baby. That's your baby. There you go. sending it off. You get a new look. I can't do anything about his actual look, guys. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, man, yeah. Get yourself a cap. I'll A-OK you a freaking cap.
Get the fuck out of here. But man, I appreciate it, and we look forward to you coming back after the home rentals in a week or two to the comic kingpins and everything. So I do thank you for everything that you do, comic related, brother. Any last words, gentlemen, before we take off?
Be easy.
Who earns?
Boo earns.
Who earns?
All right, guys. Thanks for the show. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck tomorrow finding ratios, exclusives, whatever the case may be. Maybe there's a hidden gem. We don't know. Catch me Sunday at Hamilton Comic-Con. Message me if you're going. I'll be there. Later.
Arrivederci.